Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. NFL Week 3. Okay, Week 2 went a little bit better than Week 1. As you know, in Week 1, I was 6-9-1 straight up picks. In Week number 2, I went 10-6. Week 1 against the spread, 4-12. Week 2, 8-8. Over under, I was 8-8 in Week 1, 11-5 in Week 2. So it gives me 16-15-1 straight up picks, 12-22 against the spread, 19-13 on the over under. Basically, I'm below 500. 47-48-1 on the year. We're getting better. That 37% in Week 1, that was just atrocious. But I won in fantasy that week. I lost in fantasy this week. Yeah, I lost by 10 points. Really hate losing by 10 points, but you know, life happens. There you go. Sometimes you gotta lose, I guess. I'm a sore loser, and I'm a sore winner. So hey, we got it all. I got it all going on here. All right, so we're gonna jump into Week 3. Pittsburgh and Cleveland on Thursday Night Football, AFC North. Steelers are 1-1. Browns are 1-1. So far this year, after 2 games, we have 6 teams that are undefeated, 2-0. We have 18 teams that are 1-1. 5 teams 0-2 and 2 teams 0-1-1. Cleveland is favored by 4.5, as we know in the past. Home teams win a lot of Thursday Night Football games. Yeah, I think it's going to happen again. So far this year in 2 games, Pittsburgh Steelers have scored 37 points, have given up 37 points. Cleveland's not much better. They've scored 56 and give up 55. Cleveland is favored by 4.5 at home. I got them winning, covering, and under on the 38.5. Battle of the 1-1s in the AFC. Baltimore Ravens versus the New England Patriots. Ravens are favored by 3. I got them winning, covering, and under on the 43. AFC East matchup. A matchup that if you would have told me 2 weeks ago, going into Week 3, the Miami Dolphins would be undefeated, I would have looked at you going, really? Okay, if you say so. But yes, the 2 undefeated teams of the AFC East, the Miami Dolphins, host the Buffalo Bills. Now, Buffalo is favored by 5.5 in sunny Miami. Buffalo has scored 72 points in 2 games. For you those keep track at home, that's 36 points a game. They've given up 17. That's 8.5 average per game. Yeah, that's not shabby. Buffalo's favored by 5.5. I got them winning, covering, and under on the 53.5. Now, Josh Allen can throw the ball as much as he wants and get as many passing touchdowns and rushing touchdowns he wants in this game. He could have 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't care. Oh, yeah, by the way, Josh Allen's my quarterback. Cincinnati Bengals 0-2 versus the 1-1 New York Jets. If you would have told me after in Week 2 the Jets would have been 1-1, I'd ask, really? Why? Why would you say they think the Jets would be 1-1 playing playing Baltimore and Cleveland? But yeah, the Jets beat Baltimore. Okay. So, Cincinnati's 0-2. I need Mixon to get on track here. Mixon, not on track this year. I turned down the trade offer for him, so I need him to step it up a little bit because I don't want to look stupid by turning that trade down. Cincinnati's favored by 4.5. I got them winning, covering, and under on the 45. I need Joe Mixon to go crazy. Next up, out of the NFC North, we have the 1-1 Detroit Lions versus the 1-1 Minnesota Vikings. Vikings are favored by 6. I got them winning, covering, and under on the 53.5. The 0-1-1. The 0-1-1 Houston Texans versus the 1-1 Minnesota Vikings. Wrong game. The 1-1 Chicago Bears, my bad, against the Houston Texans 0-1-1. The Bears are favored by 2.5. I got them winning, covering, and over on the 40.5. The 2-0 Kansas City Chiefs versus the 0-1-1 Indianapolis Colts. Chiefs are favored by 6.5. I got them winning, covering, and over on the 49.5. You'd have told me in Week 2 that the Las Vegas Raiders versus the Tennessee Titans, that both teams would be winless. You heard that correctly. Both teams, the Raiders and the Titans, are both winless in week 2. I would ask what you've been going about. Buffalo, yes. Giants, no. So I could just see them being 1-1 at this point. I wouldn't have been shocked. I'd be like 2-0. Okay, I get it. But to lose, the Titans lost to the Bills, 41-7. And they lost to the Giants by 1 point. Where in the world was Derrick Henry this week? I know the Bills' defense is good, but dang. He's got 107 yards in 2 games, Derrick Henry does. The Raiders, 0-2, 11 points differential, -11. They lost at home and on the road. Going 4-0 in the preseason and then losing to the Raiders and losing OT to Arizona. The Chargers. They lost the Chargers week 1. I don't know about freaking the Raiders this year. I thought I had them going to the playoffs, if I remember correctly. Apparently, I messed that one up. Yeah. I had Chargers winning the West. Yeah. I had Cincinnati winning the North, they're 0-2. The wild card teams had Kansas City, Baltimore, and Miami. Yeah, it's not looking good. So Raiders are favored by 2.5. I don't know what Tennessee's doing. They've given up over twice as many points as they've scored. I got picking the Raiders to win, covering the 2.5 and over in the 45. The 1-1 New Orleans Saints versus the 0-2 Carolina Panthers. Saints are favored by 3. I got them winning, covering, and over on the 41. Out of the NFC East, Philadelphia Eagles 2-0. Washington Commodores. The Washington Redskins 1-1. Philadelphia is favored by 6.5. I got them winning, covering, and over on the 47. The AFC South division leaders, the Jacksonville Jaguars, 1-1 versus the Los Angeles Chargers, 1-1. The Chargers are favored by 7. So, in 2 games this year, the first game I picked the Jacksonville Jaguars, they lost. In game 2, I personally picked against them and they won. They went 0-4 in the preseason. They lost by 6 points to the Commodores. They beat the Colts with Jonathan Taylor, my running back that I took number 1 overall. The Jaguars beat the Colts 24-0. What? I think the Chargers go to the Super Bowl for the AFC. So it's like, I'm a Jacksonville fan because I'm a Tony Khan fan. I'm a Shaka Khan fan. I'm an AEW fan. Which you often see by my shirt. So it's like, I don't want to not root for the Jaguars because of Tony Khan. But every time I pick them, they lose. So I'll pick the Chargers to win, which means Jacksonville might win. Chargers are favored by 7. I got Chargers winning, Jacksonville covering, and under on the 48. The 0-2 Atlanta Falcons versus the 1-1 Seattle Seahawks. Seattle favored by 2. I got them winning, covering. I'm taking over on the 42. The Battle of the Bay. Green Bay Packers 1-1 versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 2-0. Father Time. Did he just take one look at Tom Brady and say, screw him, I'm done? Because the dude is just 59% completion ratio, 402 yards, QB rating of 82.8. He just gets it done. It's just amazing. He's actually Fournette's actually doing fairly well here. Got 192 yards in 2 games. Had 7 carries of 10 yards or more. So that's actually cool. Fournette's kind of on his way back. Julio Jones is hurt, though. So that's going to take a big... Michael Evans is suspended. So if you go out and pick up Rashad Perriman, which I might go do, you might actually have a receiver there in Tampa. But yeah, just what Brady has done in his career is just unfreaking believable. The guy just keeps ticking along. I love the fact that when Kyle Busch signed with Richard Childress Racing in NASCAR, he compared himself to Tom Brady. Oh my, going from one team to the next late in his career. It's like incredible. Tampa Bay favored by 2. I got them winning covering over on the 41. The battle of the former St. Louis teams, the Los Angeles Rams 1-1 versus the Arizona Cardinals 1-1. Whew. As much as I want to see Arizona do well, as much as I want to see the Rams do well, this one was actually hard for me. The actual line is the Rams by 3.5. I know Stafford's got an 80.7 passing rating right now. What's Murray's? Murray's 85.9. Murray's thrown 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Matthew Stafford, 4 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Given the 3.5 to Arizona, I got the Cardinals at home, covering and over on the 49. Then on Sunday night football, we have the 1-1 San Francisco 49ers versus the 1-1 Denver Broncos. Obviously going against an NFC West team. Russell Wilson knows them like the back of his hand. They're in Denver now. 49ers, I don't know what to think of them. Jimmy G's starting again. He signed this unique contract where it's incentive-based. He was 13 for 21, 154, 1 touchdown, 100.1 QB rating, 61.99 completion ratio. I was initially going to pick Denver, but you know what? I'm gonna change that. So I got the 49ers winning, covering the 1.5 and over on the 45. And then on Sunday Night Football, we have the Dallas Cowboys 1-1 versus the New York Giants 2-0. You heard me correct. The New York Giants are 2-0. Is that in this game? If Dak would have been there, I think would have been a bigger game because these two are such huge rivals. Giants, Cowboys. I mean, what's bigger than that? Cooper Rush doesn't do a lot for me. Yeah, in 2 games, 1 start, he's got almost 300 yards, 1 touchdown. He's been sacked 3 times already. While Mr. Daniel Jones, 99.4 QB rating, 3 interceptions, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, 70.09 or 70.9 completion ratio. It's almost like Daniel Jones kind of just came into his own. This is what we were expecting from him from day one. I'm taking the Giants. I got the Giants winning. I got them covering. The line on this game is 39.5. I am going to go over on that. So that is all 16 games of week 3. I think it's going to be a fun week. Good luck to all you fantasy football fanatics out there. I got 3 leagues going. I am 1-1, 1-1, and 2-0. So I got my main league and a couple of Yahoo leagues I do on the side. It's going to be a fun time. Week 3 ought to be fun. A lot of great football to be played. Now, as we start kind of getting into week 4, 5, and 6, we'll kind of see the cream of the crop will rise to the top. We'll kind of see what of these undefeated teams are for real. Because like right now, you have Miami, Buffalo. They look pretty much for real. That's going to be the battle for the AFC East. You got a 3-way there in the AFC North: Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Cleveland. Can Cleveland keep up doing what they're doing? Will Cincinnati finally turn it around? AFC South, I think that's going to be the weak division this year. We got 2 teams that are 0-1-1, 0-2 in Tennessee Titans, and Jacksonville's 1-1. Because right now it's showing Jacksonville, Houston, Indy, Tennessee. You could literally just flip that around. That's what people were predicting. Over in the West, Kansas City 2-0, no shocker there. Chargers 1-1, not really a big shocker. AFC East, Philadelphia, New York. Obviously, with Dak getting hurt, Dallas is going to go down a little bit. In the North, 4-way tie in the North. Everybody's 1-1. Minnesota, Green Bay, Detroit, Chicago. 2-0 Tampa, 1-1 New Orleans. That's kind of predictable in the South. 4-way tie again in the West. San Francisco, LA, Arizona, Seattle. Everybody's 1-1. So I think over the next few weeks, we'll see the cream rise to the top. We'll see who's got it, who's hot, and who's not, and go from there. But that is week 3. As always, thanks for watching the Rubber Sports Show. And don't just have a great day, have a spiffy day. Rubber Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports shot content.